Hey, welcome back. Lucas here from the Two Car Garage, and we've got a bit of a late night update for you. We've been steadily working on Kurt's bug, and I think the last time I talked to you, I said I was going to have the front valence finished by now, and well, I don't. I keep finding things that I really want to get done before I get to that point of welding it together, and we're trying to get all these little things taken care of, and I think I finally am at that point. But for now, I can at least show you kind of where things are sitting, and it's really starting to look pretty good. So let me show you what's going on here. Well, here it is. You can see that we've got everything kind of put together. I've even gone as far as to grab the front bumper and get that bolted up here, just to make sure everything's going to line up and that the bumper's coming out straight, and really everything bolts together really nicely right now. If I get this up out of the way, you can see that we've got this, got the valence stripped. I got the old black coating off of it. That way when I prime it, I know that whatever material I put on here, I know is going to be adhered. And that was kind of really my last step now before welding. I did put everything back together just to make sure that everything fits right and looks good. And I'm finally at a point where I'm really happy with what we've got. The next stages are to go ahead and pull the bumper off. We'll pull the front valence off, and then we'll start welding things together. So we'll kind of do it in steps, and you'll see that when that video comes out. But all in all, I'm finally starting to feel like we're getting somewhere. Some of the other stuff that I've been working on, that kind of all, again, goes hand in hand with what we're doing here, was fitting this seal channel. Let me go ahead and pull this front valence back off. I'm going to get you over to a bench and show you what we've been doing there. All right, so I got the valence removed again just to show you, and I can't remember if I showed you in a previous video or not, but the seal channel that was welded to this was just really, really crappy. You can see just how kinked up everything is, and in fact, when I had this mounted on the car with the seal channel in place, the hood was actually catching in a lot of those janky corners. So I decided to just go ahead and rip that one off, and we're going to replace it. Now you can buy replacement seal channels, that's easy, but they're all straight sticks, and I really wanted this to look good and fit well. So I've been playing with my my shrinker stretcher tool that I got a couple weeks ago, and I'll tell you what, here's my rough result. I still have a little bit more work to do before we can get this welded in, but it's actually it's pretty slick. I can get a nice curve here that actually matches the hood and the relief area here, and ultimately when I get this all put together and I get the car finished up, it's just going to look that much nicer and be that much more effective. As far as attaching this, it's actually something I've been stewing over for a long time. This metal is so thin that I really see there being some difficulties in trying to weld this with my MIG welder. So I finally broke down here last week, and I just went ahead and I picked up a spot welder. Didn't spend a lot on it. I just got a cheap 120 volt spot welder, but the jaws are deep enough that I'm going to be able to reach in here and get this all spotted in place. All of the seal channels on the car that I have removed, same thing. I'm going to make sure I can get all those spotted in place. And really, when I'm done, it'll be a factory type finish. So that's kind of where we're sitting here. And this thing, again, it's not perfect just yet. There's still some weird kinks. There was a heck of a learning curve with the shrinker stretcher tool. In fact, the first time I did it, I went way too far and put a nasty kink in it. But I was able to get that sorted out and get us to this point. So really my next steps are to kind of go through and just tweak it, get everything even, and then I can go ahead and get it welded on. Now the reason I stopped working on the front end to get to this is because I do need to have this finished because the jaws of my spot welder are not deep enough to be able to reach all the way down and through here. So I'm going to get this finished and get this all welded in place before I actually get the valence welded onto the car. But really, it's it's getting there, and I'm pretty glad we're going to all this extra work, because when we're finished, this thing is going to be a lot nicer than it could be. Now I got a shipment in today, and let me move this out of the way. And we're constantly searching and ordering parts as we figure out what it is we want. And these I'm still a little ways away from actually needing, but I figure I'll give you a little sneak peek as far as what's going on here. And I ordered this stuff from the Retrofit Source, and we have ourselves some LED headlights. One thing that Kurt expressed wanting to have is all of the lighting be LED, as well as he wants to be able to see when driving at night. And anybody who's driven an old car with a sealed beam headlight, you know just how bad they are. So we wanted to upgrade it and go with a good LED headlight. After a lot of research, I finally settled on these here. This is the Morimoto Sealed 7 headlight, and it's not going to be for everybody. Let me pull this out of the package here. Get rid of that, and that's our headlight. And I know a lot of people are not crazy about these bug eye looking things, and it is a little bit different. But the difference in the nighttime vision is going to be immense. These aren't cheap. These did cost us a couple bucks, but all the reviews and all the research I did pointed to these being just an outstanding nighttime headlight. So that's what we went with. It's the Morimoto Sealed 7 headlight, and I'm pretty psyched to get going on them. But there's more. We're not just going to be installing the headlights as is. Just to make things a little bit more interesting, I picked up some halos for them. And in a couple weeks, we'll get around to showing you how I'm going to install these. If I go ahead and pull this out. And so we've got an RGB halo. So it's got the full color spectrum. And my plan right now, this isn't gonna, obviously it doesn't fit the headlight. I didn't want one that was gonna be sitting outside on the mounting ring. I actually want this to be inside the headlight. So my plan right now is actually to come in here and remove the lens from this headlight. So we got to figure out how to do that. But basically, I'm just going to heat it up. We'll break the glue bond, and then we'll pull the lens off. And then the halo is going to get stuck to the inside of the headlight. We'll end up having to drill some holes to be able to get the power wire through. And then we'll glue the lens back on, and then we'll have an RGB halo. To make it even nicer, we picked up again from Morimoto here. This is their Bluetooth controller for the light here, and basically what it does is with an app on the phone, Kurt's going to have full control over the color and the flashing and fading, whatever he wants to do with his headlights. And this controller has 3 outputs, so we'll have the halos controlled by one, and we have the options to add some other colorful lights someplace else. So really, I'm really pretty excited about this. I've never done much in the way of decorative lighting, so this should be fun. So there you go. There's our update for the week. Again, we really are starting to make some pretty decent progress now. In fact, as soon as I'm done done recording this, I'm going to go ahead and start welding things up. So I guarantee this time, I promise that by this time next week, we will have the whole front end welded together, and it'll be finished. You know, after that, then we can start moving on to some of the other garbage that we have to deal with. But for now, though, at least you're kind of up to speed, and I guess that's it. I don't really have anything else. So, you know, until the next one, I'll just see you around.